I mean, I didn't know they were going to do that. When I saw that they were going to release the footage, and then I heard all these rumors like, it's the real footage, it's really going to be what happened with CM Punk and Jack Perry, I thought, okay, you know what? This is cool. This is great. This has potential. Good job, Tony Khan. You're going to bump your ratings. Maybe this can be the start of something. And then the way they did it decently. I actually like how they tied this in with the FTR stuff. I didn't know that they were going to do that. It makes sense that they did. They kind of blamed what happened on FTR to be like, oh, you guys caused this, and then we were distracted because we're EVPs and we were trying to run the show, and that's why we lost our match at All In. So I get it. It was funny. But the actual footage itself, look, I thought this was a good idea. I thought this was a brilliant move by Tony Khan, and I stand by that. I'm not, I still have that opinion. In hindsight, it wasn't, but I don't think I was wrong for thinking that this might have been something really good, because I thought it had a lot of potential. But that was back when I thought it was going to make CM Punk look like a liar. I was expecting Punk to be punching Tony Khan. I don't know. All right, and it had no audio, so we don't know what anybody was saying anyway. But does it make CM Punk look like a liar? I gotta say no. I think there's definitely some things that Punk mentioned in the Ariel Helwani podcast that don't really line up all too well. Like I think he mentioned something like he had like a bunch of people with him or something. He didn't. He was alone. I could be totally wrong about that, by the way. And then I think he mentioned something like he didn't throw any punches, but if you look at the video, it does look like he threw a punch. I mean, it looks like he either pushed Jack Perry or like sucker punched him, and then kind of when everyone was like taking them, like kind of holding them back, it looks like he did punch Jack Perry as well. Punk said that he never lunged at Tony Khan. Again, I don't know, because it's the wall kind of cuts it off. I don't know if Punk lunged at Tony Khan. He might have just approached him. So we can only just kind of make out kind of what we see. To me, it looks like Punk pushed him, maybe tried to take a swing, maybe. But then approached Tony Khan and was like, I quit, and whatever. And listen, as much as I hate CM Punk, this did not expose him whatsoever, because Punk pretty much said exactly what happened to Ariel Helwani on the podcast. So no, I don't think CM Punk is a liar. I mean, he's probably not the most trustworthy guy, and this kind of, it doesn't give us any more information. If anything, it just justifies and verifies what Punk was saying. But man, I thought this whole thing had potential. I really did. I would have done it differently, because what I would have done was I like how they did it, but I would have also used this as an introduction to bring back Jack Perry. And they kind of did. Matt Jackson had the Scapegoat shirt, which, by the way, is sold out, apparently. But Jack Perry could have been involved with the segment as well. He could have been there, or they could have announced, next week, Jack Perry is going to speak for the first time in 8 months. He's going to, share his thoughts about what happened at All In. They could have done something like that. But instead, this kind of just felt like a cheap ratings pop, and it felt very petty. And I don't know if you've seen Twitter, but almost no one is like supportive of this. Everybody thinks this looks bad for AEW, myself included, which is unfortunate. I thought it was a great move. I thought it was going to be a brilliant thing that Tony Khan was doing, and I stand by that it had potential, and it could have been done a lot better. I mean, Tony Khan might be the type of person to think that any publicity is good publicity, which I don't know if this proves that, because no one's really on AEW's side right now, but it certainly did increase the viewership. They got 819,000 viewers. Again, not even close to what they were doing in 2021, but it is certainly up from the last couple of weeks. Will it stay up? Probably not. I think this could have been a way to maintain those ratings. I think, again, if Jack Perry was involved, if they announced that Jack Perry would be sharing his thoughts, maybe then the viewership could have carried on to next week. I don't think it's going to carry on to next week. I think next week we're going to go back to the normal 700 and something whatever number. But yeah, and you have people from other companies making fun of this now. You have Sean Spears making fun of this on Twitter. You have CM Punk subtly responding on his Instagram stories like, man, come on. And I was watching Joe Cronin last night. Shout out to Joe. You might not like him because of the things that he says and the person that he is, and I understand that. I get your opinion. I don't know. I like to watch him because it's just, I think he is a very good voice of reason. He mentioned that WWE takes shots at AEW, not really on their main shows, but on the pre-shows, on the post-shows, on Twitter and stuff. And it's true. Like, AEW always responds on their television show. But WWE is only taking shots away from their television show, so it's not taking time or taking anything away from Raw or SmackDown or their pay-per-views. And it makes AEW look pathetic, to be quite honest. Listen, man, I don't know. I gave Tony Khan... I didn't give... he doesn't know who I am. But I said in a video, you know, Tony Khan has a year to prove that I should still be watching AEW in 2025. So far, he has not proven that. Every week, it feels like we get further and further away from what the original AEW looks like. And I'm not saying it was perfect in 2019. There was a lot of things to fix, and over the years, they have fixed some of those things. But why is it like every 6 months feels like a different era for AEW? Roman Reigns has been a member of the Bloodline since 2020. Cody Rhodes has been their top star, their top babyface for 2 years. So why every 6 months does it feel like this is a different AEW? There is zero consistency in anything that happens. There is no long-term storytelling. You know, you see stars on the show disappear without any reason. April 10 card. Like, let's look at some of the names on this card. Okay, Adam Copeland, pretty good. Samoa Joe, sure. Dustin Rhodes, which we haven't seen him in a year. Mariah May and Anna Jay. Okay, sure. That's AEW right now. October of 2023. Moxley, Ray Phoenix, Jay White, Adam Page, Bryan Danielson. A completely different show. And that's just in October. Let's take a look at October 2022. 2022. Let's see what was going on in 2022 Dynamite. Death Triangle. Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page, Wheeler Yuta. Forgot about that guy. Let's look at some 2021 AEW. What did we have here? The Elite versus Bryan Danielson, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian Cage. Let's look at some 2020. Cody, Dark Order. I mean, I can't be the only one who feels like this. Every couple of months, it's a completely different AEW. And what's weird is, every couple of months, it's a worse AEW. Because I look back to a couple of months ago, and I think, wow, AEW, like compared to now, actually wasn't that bad. Because, I mean, think about this. A couple of months ago, we were getting consistent Christian Cage promos. Oh my god, those were incredible. We had that Devil storyline. We had MJF. We had Adam Cole. Life was good, except when life was actually in that time, I was thinking AEW sucks right now. It's terrible. I don't know how, but they get worse. They keep getting worse. But you know what? That's a rant for another day. I have solutions on how to fix AEW. I mean, this channel, it doesn't even have 1,000 subscribers, so no one's going to take my word for it. But I have great ideas, and I will make a video about those ideas probably tomorrow. Good night.